Welcome back to Team Fat Kid Choose the Fat. I am Jason.
This is Alex.
This is Dennis.
And we are here with Chase from KO Distillery.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, it's been a while. When were you here last? Did I say
You
Chase?
just call him
You did.
Chase.
Do you know what's funny? People do that all the time.
Ace.
It's either Chase or Dave.
It's because it's damn. Now I'm like it's.
You can't get anybody's name right.
Chase just texted me that he just woke up.
It's all good.
Ace.
Ace.
Ace is here.
It is
from KO
2:30 in
Distilling.
the afternoon, and Chase just woke up. All right, sorry.
It happens.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
I have my apologies, sir.
It's all good.
When were you here last? It was like about a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right around a year
Been
ago.
a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, right before the pandemic. Yeah.
So you're alive.
I am
That's
alive.
good. Yes,
Well,
we're glad to have you. How have you been?
Been good.
You've been
good.
busy, we hear.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
like,
busy.
That was kind of like the lead question. What's been going on?
Yeah. It's been, we were in the middle of a panoramic, and I'm glad to still be here. I will say I actually did get it. 2020 ended, and everybody was like, "Ooh, so glad that year is over." And January 1st, 2021, I'm waking up after watching the ball drop. I'm like, "Is that a sniffle? That's a tickle in the back of my throat." Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! This is it. And so for like 2 weeks, obviously like quarantined, all of that good stuff. I was fine. The weirdest thing was that loss of taste and smell. Everything tasted like plain mashed potatoes. For 2 weeks.
That's really disappointing.
Like
Yeah.
everything. It was so weird. I'm a big sweet tea fanatic, and so like I do it the old fashioned way. I make like pictures, and I like went to go pour myself a glass.
I'm pretty
And it
sure
was
that's
water.
the only way to make tea.
There's like weird like contraptions they have now. You can buy them at
Are
like
you a Lipton or a Louisiana?
Louisiana.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Louisiana all day, dude.
Louisiana.
You
Okay.
gotta ask these questions though, okay?
Did you go to the hospital originally?
No.
Did you take any meds? Did you
No.
just lock up and
I locked up. I was like monitoring every day. Like I can
Good-
still
it's-
breathe.
yes,
I can
good
still, I
suggestions,
can
yes.
still, I'm getting up out of the bed. I'm fine. But I immediately got tested, and they said it was positive. And so I was like, okay, let me just go lock myself in my house. And so, I mean, thankfully, like I was fine. My roommate didn't even catch it, which was really cool. But yeah, I mean, and I got a real mild case. So I'm, like I said, all of that said, I'm very glad to still be here. And I hope that everybody's staying safe and, all that good stuff.
well, now that I would say the pandemic is ending, but it almost feels like we're going back into it
Oh
again.
my
but
gosh.
some restrictions have been lifted.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
So you're doing more events.
Yeah.
And do you have any coming up that you want to mention?
Oh, gosh.
Well, before we jump into all that, like for the people that didn't listen a year ago, like we should probably tell them what KO Distillery is.
That's a good idea.
Fair enough.
That's a good idea.
Hey, we might have gotten some new listeners, man.
Absolutely. Happy to share that. So KO Distilling.
Okay, wait. Now, before you get into that, are we gonna get the one that you give to everybody? Like, have you? This is like embedded in your brain.
Yes.
So you can just like shoot it off.
Yeah.
Like, boom. All right, let's do it.
So KO Distilling stands for, the K and O stand for the last names of the owners, Bill Carlson with a K and John O'Mara with an O. They are both retired U.S. Navy reservists and former merchant marines, and they decided to form a distillery together. It's out of Manassas, which is about 30 miles from D.C., and we make a whole line of locally made, locally grown to Virginia whiskeys and bourbons, and we make gins as well. So
Excellent gin.
yeah,
Excellent, Jen.
Excellent.
So I just
Jim.
gotta
you.
ask. KO, obviously. The two,
So it's not knockout.
the initials.
it's not.
Yeah, it's not knockout. but obviously, did they make that conscious decision? Like it's going to be KO, not OK.
yeah, that was literally what it was. They originally
It's not just
formed it-
okay.
It's KO.
they formed originally as Carlson and O'Mara Distillery, which already is a long name. But
So
there
it's-
was
yeah. I mean, by the time I'm through like half that bottle, like, sorry.
like whatever. Give me that one. The bottle. Give me the bottle.
But KO was a good choice. I was curious if they had that conversation about like, well, it's going to be OK or KO. Like,
There was already a Carlson distillery, I think, out of Michigan. So
Really?
they were like, oh, well, we don't want to run into copyright. So then they were like, let's go with initials. And then it literally was a discussion of, do you want to be KO or OK? And nobody wants to be OK Distilling. So that's how that came about.
I mean, unless you're trying
hold
to be
on.
like bottom shelf.
Dennis, I need you.
It's
Can you look up and see if there is like OK Distilling?
Yes.
Because I really want to know. I really want to know if
Yes.
Oklahoma
Oh, that's a good one.
has a distilling company called OK Distilling
OK Distilling.
or distillery. I don't know.
Oh, there it is.
That's a distributing company.
No, down two.
That's KO.
Oh shit, you're right.
All right, so there's Oklahoma Distributing, but there's not OK Distillery,
Nope.
which does make sense. Again, no one wants to
All
be
right.
OK
All right,
Distilling.
all right,
like,
so I have an idea for for KO Distillery. Sorry, it's like you just make your moonshine version and then
it's
call it
just-
OK.
Okay. Yeah.
Like okay, we're gonna do this.
Yep.
It's like
Yep.
we're
You
making
take a
poor
few shots of
choices.
that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
so please continue. Sorry,
No, you're
We
fine.
definitely got to like with the okay.
Totally fine. No,
KO.
so I think, we started kind of, before pandemic, we were selling to.
I
bars
am
and
not that
restaurants.
old,
Oop.
Dennis.
That was me, actually. Thank you.
Yeah, but you're on my internet search. This is why I get ads for AARP.
Oh, no.
I just want to say.
Hey, I actually
Fucking
found
man.
out there's not a minimum age for that. There's not a minimum age for AARP, which I'm like,
Alright,
what?
alright.
Because that probably would be
Well, you were the shot
discrimination.
fired
Well,
there,
that-
too. Thanks.
that-
I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. There you go. That's the third one in a row, all right? God damn.
That's good to know, though, because I
Why
get a
the fuck do I
lot
hang out
of
with
mail
y'all?
from AARP.
I'm like, hey, come on, join.
I thought you had to be like retiree.
Nah.
Fuck you, all right?
Are you a member of AARP?
Oh shit!
That was the quick
shit!
little nod. I mean, maybe.
I don't even know what the
I'm not
fuck
saying.
AARP is, to be honest with you. I just thought you had to be like 65
I
or
thought it
older
was
to
like where you
join.
got like senior citizen discounts.
Yeah.
So
There's probably other stuff, too.
wait, Dennis, you're trying to say that you're not a senior, but you're part of the AARP and you get senior discounts?
I like a
Where's
bargain.
my shots fired at, bitch? Come on. I know you got control of the board, but come on.
I'm the commissioner.
Is it AARP or just ARA? I don't know. All right, so back to KO. Like, all right, so we're in Manassas.
Yep.
Can you pick up in the middle of your story? Is it that memorized?
I mean, I've pretty much covered most of it. We, let's see.
You were talking about in the pandemic because I know we kind of changed it during the pandemic.
Yeah, so we were making, we were still making spirits, and then we sold to bars and restaurants and festivals and things like that. With the pandemic, we started kind of moving into a different direction. We've been doing stuff with various like cigar lounges, men's retailers, just anybody that is willing to host maybe a cocktail tasting in their in their store. And so it's allowed us to kind of have more smaller, kind of more intimate venues where we can tell a little bit more about who we are, what we do, what makes us special. And generally those are going to be people that have distinguished tastes. So that's pretty...
Have you done like
Pinkies out,
farmers
boys.
farmers markets or anything like that? Like-
I've considered it. I'm a little afraid because I don't want to be the liquor guy, like in between.
That's
some
who you
woman.
are, though.
Yeah, I don't want to be like,
You're my best friend.
Get your handcrafted jewelry, your liquor.
some woman is like,
And
I've been
so me-
growing cabbages for years, but nobody wants to come to my table today because the liquor guy's here. Great, like I don't want to be that guy.
Well, you should pair it with like breweries do farmers markets,
There we
and
go.
that's like a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
You get a shot in a beer. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, What do they call-
sample in a beer.
They call those boiler makers, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say, shot in a beer.
I think the Boilermaker is like when you drop it into the beer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a different game.
It is. It is.
As I recall, during the pandemic, you guys were also making like hand sanitizers and things like
Yes.
that.
Yes. So that was a big thing we were putting out. I mean, so when when the pandemic first started, we used that time at the very beginning to kind of shut down operations. We used that to upgrade our facility, make sure that we were more efficient, and once things kind of started up again, we could really put out a lot of juice as we needed to. So that was what we kind of did in the first couple of months, and then obviously the numbers were just shooting up, especially in the DMV, Northern Virginia, Fairfax, Prince William County. They were hit pretty hard, and so there was a definite need for just for hand sanitizer, for cleaning supplies, things like that. And so people started kind of banding around, just trying to figure out who can do what. And so we could make ethanol.
Yeah.
And so that's like the main thing you need to make hand sanitizer. So actually, I was a factory worker for several months. I would go up to Manassas, and I would stay there for like 4 or 5 days in a hotel. And my job was basically pumping glycerol to help thicken it up. And then also we had to add denaturant, because
so you can't drink it.
Yeah. So you can drink it, but it would smell and taste weird. So I had to pour this in at a certain ratio, and then I had to mix it with a giant spoon. It was like
Paddle.
several tons.
The paddle.
Yeah.
It looked like an ore.
Yeah.
The paddle.
Kind of
The
sort of.
paddle.
Yeah.
The stainless steel mixing ore.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yep.
We are familiar.
There you go. And so we were. And then we put it in these giant 5-gallon buckets, and we shipped them out. And so we did that for several months.
So you weren't actually bottling. So you were making 5-gallon buckets and then sending it to like a bottling place.
Oh no! We were selling them to people at the 5-gallon buckets.
Oh.
And then what you could do is you could buy aftermarket parts. We included a spout in the bucket, but some people would just get like aftermarket pumps that you could screw onto the side of the bucket, so that you could just have like a pump from the actual 5-gallon bucket. Because businesses like doctors' offices, dentist office,
Walmart,
A 5-gallon bucket is perfect.
That's what they need, because
Yeah.
they're going to go through that in like a day.
So I have a question for you, though,
Yeah.
and I don't know if this affects Virginia. I know that a lot of distilleries, and let's go with just distilleries, because I know that the process of going from alcohol, ethanol, to, making hand sanitizer was easier. There was a distillery, I believe, in New York who actually got hit because I don't know if they were selling it, but basically when they transferred over, there's some sort of medical guidelines you have to follow,
Yes.
and there are extra expenses incurred by that. Now, they switched unknowing of this and
So did
ran
we.
into issues. So that is something you came across. What happened, if you don't mind
Yeah.
saying? What was the outcome?
Yeah.
Was that something you just handled because you had the equity to do so? Was it, was it a back and forth, or
do we need to change the recipe?
So we actually couldn't change the recipe. The FDA gave us a recipe we had to follow.
Okay.
And that was the ratio we used. But what happened was, when we were making the hand sanitizer, we went from being a distillery, a craft distillery, to all of a sudden we were a hand sanitizer manufacturing facility. And so there are various, being that is something that is like used in food
Medical,
service, medical
yes.
supplies, and
It's
things
a
like that.
health-conscious
there are
thing.
different taxes.
Yep.
There are different tax codes. There are just a bunch of different regulations
So
that
they
you go under.
beat you over the head
for helping
They
out?
were
trying to
going
help
to.
out.
Well, it was just because those laws were in place. And so then it came time to for people like the Gojos and Purells and all of the the big guys in
Right.
that business. It came time for them to, I guess, renew their license. And so once that time came for everybody to just they're used to it, so they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do it again. And all of a sudden, those of us that started getting bills and letters in the mail that are like, yeah, so you need to pay your FDA regulation tax, and we're like,
What?
but we did this to help because we
Right.
didn't want to die.
right.
The one I'm talking about in New York in particular gave it away. They literally did it and gave it away, and then got hit with massive
Oh wow.
fees because they had produced quite a bit of it, and I am assuming it's by how much you produce and not.
So Virginia was, I just know from how it affected us. We had a certain time period. They gave us a grace period that was if it was done for this time, if you have it out of your facility by this date,
Then you're good.
you're good. And we get that it was for this particular
Right, this was an emergency. You
Yep.
filled a purpose.
Yep. But if it was
you're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
continue, then now you got to pay.
It's like now, and there are some distilleries that chose to. Some distilleries that are still selling hand sanitizer. Some breweries that are still selling hand sanitizer. I mean, for some people, it was great money, right? If you could link up with somebody that maybe you could do one with a nice scent, or you could do them in really small containers. Yeah. We couldn't find. There wasn't a spray bottle, a glass bottle.
Nothing
there was
available.
nothing. So all we had were those 5-gallon containers. So at a certain point, we couldn't. People would even say like, "Hey, I want to come by and buy some hand sanitizer," and I'm like, "Cool, that'll be $89." Like for a bottle, I'm like, "No, for 5 gallons."
Yeah, it's a bottle. It's just a
It's
really
a very, very,
big
very
one.
big bottle.
This is gonna last you a really long time.
It's like we're literally a married couple. We don't even have any kids, man. Like that's gonna last us for the rest of our lives. So
You're welcome.
Yeah, and now you'll survive. You're welcome. Thank you.
Just bathe in it. You're fine.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I'm glad to hear that worked out, though.
Yeah.
It's a really
again,
weird lube.
I was it was obviously slightly upsetting to hear like people had attempted to help and then got hit with fines and fees.
I mean, remember, like, I guess, like, one of the big ones around here was, like, a tequila distillery, I'm going to call it that. They made hand sanitizer, and it was, like, everywhere around here. And when you pumped it and you rubbed your hands together,
it smelled like tequila.
smelled
Yeah.
like straight tequila. Now,
So did ours.
So yours smelled like tequila or bourbon? Because I would much rather this.
well, ethanol.
Ethanol. Yeah, it was very. I mean,
Unfortunately, I feel like the most relative scent to that would be tequila.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it smelled like if you're familiar with the smell of moonshine, very
Yeah.
similar. There was actually a place because at one
Wait,
point,
no, I'm not familiar with the smell of moonshine.
Well, they
Right.
they sell it in the ABC store.
That's
no,
not
that's
real.
not fucking moonshine.
but like they have it in cool mason jars. That doesn't count.
It's like 40%.
The bottle you have on the table is a higher proof than the moonshine they
fair.
sell at ABC.
It's true. It's very, very, very
That's
true.
all I have to say. Moonshine is 5 shots and you go blind type shit.
But
Like
they
you
put
should
cherries-
be worried
they
when
put
you
cherries
drink
and
it.
pickles in it. Like,
the
actually,
pickle
I
one.
still have the
The pickle one,
pickles.
yeah.
Oh,
I think I have a blueberry one at home.
the pickles are delicious.
They are.
That's sad. See, that should not be a thing. You shouldn't be like, I ate a moonshine pickle. It was delicious. You should be like, I ate a moonshine pickle and almost threw up. I barely choked it down. I don't.
Wait a minute, I ate a moonshine pickle. Like that should be the next day. What do you mean I ate a moonshine pickle?
I don't remember any of that.
Oh man, no. It was so I made quite a bit of it, and then I also started like selling it and like reaching out to various people that might have had like trouble finding it. And there was actually a client that I was looking to sell to, and she was like, "Yeah, we're interested in buying a whole bunch, but sadly, it smelled too much like alcohol." And she was worried that just in their line of work, I can't disclose who this was.
Yeah, I got you.
But just in this line of work, they were like, "We don't want there to be any sort of idea that somebody has been drinking on the job. So we're just going to go with we're going to wait until Purell can get back to us." Which I was like, hey, that's fine.
See, that changed my initial thought. I was thinking kids, something with kids at first, like a daycare. But now, yeah, you got my mind changed. Now I'm drinking on the job. I don't know.
I initially went like it was like Alcohol Anonymous and like
That happened too.
like okay,
Where
like
somebody
we
was
don't
like-
we don't want that.
I mean,
beer.
that kind of
Especially
makes
like
sense.
when he said like denaturing it, but you can still drink that.
I mean,
Drink
or chew
mouthwash if you want to. It's gonna suck. But you can do it.
It's very chewy.
Mouthwash?
I was just thinking of like just trying like hand sanitizer,
Like the
like
gel?
you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Like, why? Like,
I've always wondered if anybody's ever done that with cooking wine. Like the salty cooking wine.
well, that's
find
why
at
they
random-
put salt in it.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm like, what does that taste like?
It's not good.
Fair.
I mean, not that I know.
But
No, I mean I've
I was
tasted it.
17 once. Yeah.
No, I mean I
I got
tasted it. I
shit-faced on the
tasted it
job
at,
one night.
I tasted it at work. Like
Exactly.
I'm gonna put it into a dish. Like, oh, that's disgusting. We're gonna have to reduce the shit out of that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like what is the French one? The white one?
Franzia?
Like Sertine?
Oh.
That crap, man. Like that's
I
not
always
even.
got like the box Franzia one.
Yeah, well, okay, the Franzia, okay, that's one thing, but like ordering from Cisco and it comes in like the gallon plastic jug,
Yep.
that classy
Oh,
plastic
yeah.
jug.
Yeah.
I think it's Sertine. and like it's the white version.
Mm-hmm.
Just get your box wine, man. Because
honestly,
that is horrible. And like we had it forever because I was just like, how do I use this and hide it in something?
Yeah.
Well, all right. So there's another question. Has anyone here had a really good Burgundy? Because the only time I've ever heard of Burgundy wine
In the big glass jar.
is when you fucking cook with it. Has anyone actually ever heard of like a good
I
Burgundy?
have.
Is that like a thing?
Yes.
It comes in a box. It's got to be good.
No, I was thinking of like the gallon plastic jug, but either
I was
way,
thinking
what
about
do
the
you-
metal one.
They
that
sell
has-
them in bottles,
just like
and stuff,
sherry.
too.
I mean,
Yeah. So Burgundy is just the region of France, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like if there's like a because
It's like Bordeaux.
yeah. So when I worked briefly, I worked at Total Wine. And so there was actually like an aisle of like multiple bottles of Burgundy, and some people would come in and they were like, "Yeah, like I want a bottle of this to go with my roasted duck." Or
What's
whatever.
that? What's the? I'm sorry.
nice
This
drop on-
is an exaggeration.
nice drop on the roasted duck.
Yeah, you tugged you tugged on the heartstrings there.
Hit it.
But like the is it Gallo or whatever? It's like in the big
Yeah,
glass jar
yeah.
with like the finger hole. Like,
Yeah.
like you're gonna throw that bad boy over your shoulder to pour it. Like, because how are you going with the finger hole? Like moonshine.
Yeah.
Like how
First
are you
off,
that big ass bottle?
It is
Yes,
not.
like-
Can you even fit your full finger in
No,
it? It's more like
like
your
a pinky.
Yeah, like you can get like a little finger in it.
You gotta
and then-
sling it over your shoulder, and that's like the tip point. Biggies out, boys.
Honestly,
Out, boys.
it's like a gallon and a half of
Yeah.
And
wine.
it's in a glass
So
jar.
the
Like the
Ernest
odds of me
Julio
breaking
Gallo,
this is
whatever it
high.
is.
I am totally willing to go buy one of those jars just to see you attempt your pirate-esque,
shoulder.
like rum pouring disaster of a fiasco I could see happening.
Oh,
like,
that's-
all right, Jason, I need 3 glasses, and we're just gonna put like a tub on the floor and see
I'll
how
say-
much makes it in the glass and
I'll
how
say
much
we're
gets
doing
to the
this
floor.
outside, right?
Oh
We're
yeah,
We're doing
like
it.
on the
We're
patio.
doing it outside
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
grass.
No, I mean
Yeah.
grass
So if I
deck. where-
drop it-
well, there's gonna be a bucket, or a tub, not a bucket. It's gonna have to be like a tub, or
to catch it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I got to figure out how much you got in the glass versus how much you got on the ground. And I hope that you're drunk when this happens because I feel like it would be 10 times better.
Now this I have to see.
Right?
I have to
There,
see
there
this.
will be a
There's a
video,
video.
probably
Videos.
multiple angles.
There was
Yes.
always one guy that would come in like once, like honestly, way too soon. He would come like once, like every 2 weeks, and he would come and he would get that jug, and like he would also get a couple of other things. But he's like, no, I love this. This is like one
Is
of
it,
my
is it
favorites.
Gallo? Am I? Is it?
I think it's
Gallo-
really
Gallo
yeah.
is a wine.
Carlo
yeah, like-
Rossi is another one. Oh my gosh! And
Pull it up real fast. Like just big ass glass bottle of.
I know
I mean,
Carlo
just-
Rossi is a big one.
Oh.
Is
Is
it
it
Julio
is.
Gallo?
Well, I mean, I could be wrong. Just I'm saying Gallo because I know that's a wine.
Big ass wine jug, yeah. There you go. Big ass jug of wine, all right.
Oh,
Oh shit!
it's actually
This
a
is-
song.
It's a song. Well, that's kind of disappointing. I was hoping Big Ass Jug of Wine
Oh,
was still on sale.
there's an Urban Dictionary.
Oh,
Oh
There's
no,
a
that's
Pinterest.
Bajow.
There's a wine.com seems promising. Big ass wine. Well, maybe not. Big. Oh, it's because it's called
Yeah.
Big Ass Cab, which I like. And now I want to try that.
Currently unavailable.
Well,
Yeah, if I remember correctly,
What's
the
the name of
jug
yours?
is Carlo Rossi.
Carlo Rossi.
Yeah.
Type that in. Sorry, I almost called you Dooley. I apologize.
Well, you're doing great with names so far today.
I know. I've been slaying it.
This is Chase.
This is
Welcome, Chase. Thank you for.
Carlo
I mean,
Rossi.
Carlo Rossi.
There it is. Jug.
damn, that's yeah.
That's the one.
Now it looks like you could actually
Okay,
fit a finger
that
through
one.
that
That one. That's not the one I was talking about. But
You're
yeah.
definitely
Oh,
talking
they
about
come
the
in
Gallo.
different sizes. They
You're-
come in different sizes. That's
But I mean, that's the jug. That is
Yeah.
yes, the jug. You could fit a finger through that though. Search
That's
the
like
Gallo
two.
now. We gotta
That's
find.
like
just
two.
type in Gallo jug. Let's see if that works because this one worked out pretty easily.
Yeah.
high
Do,
song.
do.
Gallo water jug, Gallo of wine, not Gallo.
Oh, is Gallo a measurement?
Gallo wine? Well, there's Gallo,
Gallo wine jug.
Yeah, try jug.
Gallo wine jug.
Yeah, there it is. Let's see.
That's
Oh,
the
see?
one.
See, that still has
Yeah,
a
it
bit.
still has a much bigger handle than I. Oh, see the one right there.
Second one on the left.
Yeah, you went too far. Go, right there, the bottom right.
Yep.
Right
Yep.
there.
That's
Yep.
the one?
That's
Yep.
the one I'm talking about.
Tiny little
Carlo
finger
Rossi?
hole.
Yeah.
Like I feel
Carlo-
like that's for
Carlo
like
Rossi,
carrying it
that's
with
the
a
ones we
rope or
sold.
something.
That's probably realistic.
Because a finger does not fit in there. It's not, and if it does, it gets stuck. Then I guess is that like the duct tape version of 40 hands? Like, stick your finger through this, and
then we tape Dooley's finger inside that, and you cannot remove your finger from this hole until you finish
it.
Oh my gosh!
I am not competing in that shit. Fuck that.
That is not for me.
I mean, I'll compete as long as it's not timed.
See, is that one tied in rope?
I don't know, man. It's not carbonated. It's wine. I might win this one.
Because that's fancy.
Yeah.
That's a Chianti right there, bro.
I feel like that needs to be.
Yeah,
there needs to be like a sign over top that says
middle
live,
of the
laugh,
page.
love.
Middle of the page. Scroll down. That one. Click that one. Let's see what that picture is. Because that's like 3 different styles of the handle.
Mm-hmm.
Which Vino Rustica. That sounds
fancy.
Yeah, Fortissimo and Carlo. What was the
okay.
what? Carlo Rossi.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. Just because it's not popular here,
it could be popular somewhere else.
Yeah, like overseas, you just put this big ass jug of wine down on the table during
What is
dinner.
France known for?
Wine.
And?
The Eiffel Tower.
I was going to go food. Wine and food.
Oh, okay.
Well, right? Wine and food. So France is known for wine and food. Your wine was so bad it got put into the food. And that's what you're known for. Think about that for a second. Sherry, Burgundy, they are cooking wines. They are literally called sherry cooking wine.
Okay.
You can have fine sherry, but... Come on, somebody made it, and it was like, Bordeaux, we're putting this in some shit.
Bordeaux's are expensive as fuck.
They are.
So, it depends on the region. Champagne.
Yeah, but see, champagne didn't become I have had
still a wine.
I've had some wonderfully cooked food with champagne. Champagne poached salmon, amazing.
That's one of my favorite things.
Champagne poached salmon, amazing. Yeah. Make a glaze out of the champagne when you're done with it.
Y'all did it on the food truck.
You
amazing.
said that I'm going to do. I'm going to make the glaze? Me, personally?
Yes, you are,
I'm
sir.
not going to make you champagne poached salmon, sir, because it's more of a date dish, and you're not my type.
Well, that's fair.
It's because he's black, isn't it?
He's bald. There's nothing to pull on.
Hey, man.
Oh. Wow.
Hey. That's 50% of us.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I don't date you either.
Well, actually you do, but...
No, our girlfriend and wife say that we date each other. That's just because we spend every waking hour together.
That's cute.
But
they're an old married couple.
Think about it. Champagne didn't end up in food. It's not like they took champagne and was like, this is good. Let's put it in food. No, Burgundy had to suck enough that they were like, you
literally started this conversation with champagne being in food.
You were saying it goes in a glaze.
Only in one dish. Burgundy and sherry are popular in food.
That's true.
They are cooking wine. You don't call champagne cooking wine.
So is Merlot.
Sherry cooking wine.
So is Merlot.
You can see Chianti. That's another one. You can do a lot of dishes with Chianti, but they don't call it Chianti cooking
wine. Isn't that the one with the wicker bottom?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. That's one of my favorites actually to drink.
Really?
Yeah. Chiantis, Montepulcianos, Sangioveses. All of those Italian wines are like
you're becoming more my type, sir.
Stop it.
Stop it.
I'm just like, wait, hold on. Now I'm like, shit, man, we got to get Ace to come back over and bring some wine.
Listen, more than happy to.
He's
or
talking
we
about
can just go to Total Wine with him. We're not going to make him spend them. We can spend the money.
Well, yeah.
I mean if you want to, I'm not going to stop you again.
But maybe he can explain it to us like he's about to explain this bourbon. Ooh, segue.
Good segue.
Well done.
Yeah, dude, hit the button. Shit. Not that one. All right, so Ace, what did you bring us today? We're excited.
Yes.
You knew that we were not gonna not taste bourbon.
Absolutely.
All right,
absolutely.
So we sorry. I do still have the KO shot glasses.
Yes.
But I'm not trying to do dishes.
I understand.
And these are small, so it controls our samples.
That's always a good thing for us.
Let's see here. So, what I have here is our KO Distilling Distillers Reserve Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And this is a product that we actually announced at the end.
That is fancy. You
of
gotta
last
peel
year.
the tape off.
Yes, this is actually the tap tape.
The what?
Tax tape? Yes, that's what.
Tax tape?
Yes.
What is tax tape?
It's basically just showing that this comes from a federally bonded warehouse. So, have you ever heard of the term bottled in bond before?
No. Well, I've heard of it. I don't know what it means.
Oh, I am struggling to get this label off.
Do you need help?
Yeah.
Do you need a knife?
Yes. Thank you.
There you go. Glad to be of assistance.
Appreciate you. So, I'm gonna.
You work on the bottle. I'll
Thank you.
take care of the knife.
Okay, appreciate you. Bottled and bond basically means that for American distilleries, thank you, it has to fall under 4 different criteria. So it has to be at least 4 years old,
Okay.
under 1 distiller in 1 distilling season, aged in a federally bonded warehouse. And so this is the first bottled and bond product that we've ever had.
What is
I have
it?
to stop you because I knew those 3 that you just mentioned. What's the 4th? Has to be 4 years old.
4 years old.
Single distiller in 1 season. Is that 2 separate things?
Single distiller distilling
Single
season.
and then federally.
And 100 proof.
100 proof.
100 proof.
Thank you.
Oh shit! This is 100 proof.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. Like, it's a good place to start.
That's why those glasses were a good choice.
Thank you for clarifying, by the way.
Yes,
Because
yes,
I-
yes.
So it has to be 100 proof. Okay, so explain to me the federal bonded warehouse. So it gets locked away.
Essentially, yes. So we have an area of our warehouse that is, I guess, with, and I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm not fully versed in like how the history of federally bonded warehouses happened, but I know that there's an area of our warehouse where basically this is where we keep our products. And then once it crosses through a threshold, there's a doorway. And once it crosses through that threshold, it's now for public consumption. But before it passes through that threshold, it is
Federally bonded.
federally bonded in that warehouse.
So it has to be a separate area,
Yes.
complete with a wall.
Yes.
So
yes.
kind of like when we were at Big Ugly and like being a brewer,
Love them.
a
And a
brewer and
distributor.
a distributor, they can't you can't
They had to-
there's like you
they-
can't there's 3 parts. You can be a distributor, you can be a brewer,
Manufacturer.
manufacturer, or you can sell
Either way,
Retailer.
a retailer. You
Yep.
you can only be one of the 3.
Right.
So they had to separate their
They have this
warehouse.
huge
Uh-huh.
refrigerated warehouse. And so, by law, they had to separate it because Pretty Ugly is the
Yep.
distributing.
Yep.
So,
Love them.
literally, like, they just put up chicken wire.
Yeah. Yeah.
But-
Have you been in there?
Yeah. So I've.
It's completely separated. That's what I mean.
There's hold on. I got a sweet picture of Alex
nice.
in the cooler.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like a historical thing.
Right here.
I got you right up here.
So the creation of a bonded warehouse where whiskey could be stored for a period before the taxes were paid. A government gauger would come into the warehouse after a set amount of time and measure the amount of whiskey to be taxed, then give the whiskey a tax stamp for the barrel to show that the tax was paid. The system started on August 1st, 1862. The period of time set for aging was 1 year before taxes were paid. Well, that sounds dry.
All right. Well, there
Like tax law?
Well, because of the Brady was.
It's probably because of prohibition. But here's a picture of Alex inside, and the owners in the background explaining to us the other things. But Alex is just hanging onto a pallet of beer.
I don't see a problem with that.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
There you go.
Oh, there's more. But wait, there's more.
The problem was that an American whiskey had become an aged spirit since 1814. When a distiller places whiskey, rum, or brandy in wood, they immediately lose 3 gallons of spirits to absorption into the wood. Additional losses happen due to evaporation as the spirit ages. Thus, distillers would have
the
been
devil's
taxed.
cut.
Yeah.
Yep. Got
But
it.
They would have been taxed for the stuff that they couldn't sell. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, that makes okay.
So that way, as it's evaporating and soaking
Yeah.
into the wood, they're not taxed on that stuff.
Yes.
They're only taxed on what
What's-
after it's
So
after that 1 year.
It looks like the solution to the problem was the creation of the bonded warehouses where they would come in at the end instead
Yeah.
of the beginning. Short version of what I just
Yeah.
read there.
Okay, so we're gonna taste this one.
Certainly. So it's going to be
So-
70% corn, 20% wheat, 10% malted barley.
Hello, how are you?
It smells sweet
Yes, very much so.
Smells sweet.
with just a hint of ethanol.
Okay. Going to be a little warmer than probably
Oh,
anything
did
you
you shoot
tasted
the whole
last
thing?
time.
Yeah.
Amateur.
Sorry.
I mean, I don't blame him, but
I like
we've done this too long.
it has.
It's a nice warming feeling.
It's
Yeah.
clean at the beginning, very clean.
Very
which I
smooth,
think,
very
I'll be
smooth.
honest with you, I think everything we've had from KO has been pretty clean, and even the gins. I'm not a huge gin fan.
Well,
and
they
we
don't-
did not. We
They
were
don't
not
load it
upset by
down
those.
with
Yeah,
juniper.
it is
Yeah.
not
Like
juniper
that-
heavy, which I'm a fan of. But
Thank you. Thank
again,
you.
clean on the beginning. Yes, it is warming at the end.
You
got
look at
that,
the
you got
legs
that
on this
bright
thing?
sensation.
Like the legs are crazy.
Is that a thing in liquor?
I don't know.
It's happening in my
I know it's a thing in wine. Like,
like,
I guess when you're drinking wine, you have to go through a whole bottle before you're fucked up. Versus if you're drinking bourbon, like 2 or 3, you might.
2 or 3 glasses, and you're like, "Yep, I'm
You're
good.
like, I feel it. I
I'm
feel
gonna
it.
go take a nap."
You know?
That's why they call
Would you
it a
look at the legs on this
nightcap.
thing? Like he's passed out on the couch. Like, yeah, whatever. All right. Fuck the legs.
Legs.
Hey,
My legs on the floor.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
what?
his shoes are still on. Game on.
I got a Sharpie. So, how long have you guys been making this one? Is this the first release?
So
I
this
know
is
that,
4 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is 4 years in the making. It was released.
So, yeah, if it was released, the bottle that you're tasting was released in from our first batch, which we released in November. So November of last year. So that means in 2016. We
All
had
right.
first
It
put
was.
it in.
It
the-
was. You put it in the closet.
Yeah.
Part B. Out of that first batch that you did, actually, let's start with a separate question. You said that it has to be at least 4 years for it to be bonded, right?
Correct.
At least. Can
4
it be
years for
longer?
it to be bottled and bond.
Can it be longer?
Yes.
Okay.
Normally it is.
Now, did you save any of your first bottle and bond to make a longer bottle and bond?
I believe that they did.
hope
Sadly,
they
on
did.
the sales side, I get to see very little of the distilling process. I can always go into the like the actual warehouse, but like all I see are barrels and I see codes and things. So I don't
Doesn't mean
necessarily know.
anything to you,
Doesn't mean
yeah.
anything to me. They're like, you get over there and you sell it.
Well, if you find out that they have, and they come out with an 8-year, we'd be interested.
absolutely. Absolutely.
4 years from now.
I
Yeah.
do know that is the hope. That's the goal. I also know that part of it is we moved from a pot still to a column still, and that allowed us to basically triple the amount of whiskey we're able to put out. So we have whiskey aging that by the time it gets to 4 years, we definitely wouldn't have sold. So it's definitely going to be aging even longer. I will also say that this is our bottled and bond bourbon, but you're hearing it pretty much here first.
Uh-oh.
We are actually going to be
Go back. Hold on.
Hold on, time out.
Wait.
Oh,
Dennis,
Hit the button.
we need the news alert.
The
We need the news alert. We're hearing it here first. We need the news alert.
There you go. Now you're allowed to speak.
So we are going to be releasing a 4-year bottled and bond rye whiskey as well. So that should be released. I believe it's coming out in September. And so I still haven't seen any of the designs for the labels yet. So I'm hoping that it will be released in September. And of course, I will bring some by for you all to sample that as well.
Is that a whiskey wine date? Did Ace do Sussex out on a date?
That's what I did.
In September, a whiskey
More of my
wine
type
date?
again, sir. I just
I mean, you all are just so very pretty. I can't help myself.
I shaved today
There you go.
for you.
Appreciate that.
it's pretty shiny up there, yeah.
Yes. I mean, well, I didn't polish.
Let's mop and glow. That's mop and glow.
Mop and glow.
I shaved my head for this. This is really good, though. I like it. It's probably because it's super expensive to make. I mean, like just in the production end of it, like making something that's going to sit on the shelf for 4 years sounds like a horrible business plan.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Like breweries, they're able to pop up more often just because it doesn't take as long to make the beer. Whereas, like, I know for us, we actually started. We made our own juice, and that is one of the things that I think separates us from a lot of other distilleries. Because generally, distilleries start in one of two ways.
All right, so you keep referring to it as juice.
Yes.
That's slang.
Yeah.
People-
Distillate.
Okay.
Distillate, or so yeah.
Yeah, break that down for layman's
Us.
terms.
So, distillate is, the product by which, or the product after which something has been distilled. So after we have milled the grain, mashed the grain, and distilled the grain, that moonshine, that like unaged product before it's been placed in the barrel, that's what we call distillate. And juice is just a slang word I might use for distillate or for the actual product itself. What I will say is there are basically two ways that distilleries generally get started. One is to create their own. So they will mill it and mash it themselves. And that's the old-fashioned way. That's how it was always done. And to call yourself a distillery, in a lot of places, that is kind of what's expected.
Rightfully
You're
so.
doing the distilling.
That's
Yes.
like saying that I'm a chef, but someone cooked my chicken. I made the
plated
sauce.
it.
Correct.
No, I plated it.
I played it in.
You didn't touch the sauce at all. You plated it. It
You
looks
made
pretty.
the sauce. You made the sauce. I made the chicken.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
I put your sauce on my chicken. I am a chef.
That's it. Or I took a picture of something that somebody else took a picture of, and I put it in sepia, and now I'm a photographer. It's like, okay, sure. And for the record, there's nothing wrong with anybody doing it that way. I don't want to denigrate anybody that maybe wants to start their own. I don't want to crush anybody's
So let's
dreams.
talk about the other people because we were talking about the people who do it right.
I feel like though you could call yourself something other than
Not
a distillery.
Yeah.
Like
I'm a bottler.
I'm a
An
spirit
ager.
producer. Like
I'm-
you are producing spirits. You're
I'm
just
an
using a pre-made spirit to produce spirits.
I'm an ager.
Well, and sometimes those
Depends on what you do with it.
designations are, alcohol is generally something that falls under state government. So some states don't allow you to call yourself a distillery.
Okay.
If you don't actually distill.
Distill.
I'm pretty
Which
sure.
I-
I'm pretty sure Kentucky is one of those
I'm
places.
kind
I
of-
would,
Tennessee.
I would imagine.
I'm kind of fucking with that. I mean, like
Yeah.
if you're not distilling, you're not a distillery. But then what do you call yourselves? I mean, like you
well,
gotta
then you're
be,
like blankety blank spirits.
yeah,
like-
exactly. Then you're just this.
It'd be
Yeah.
Alex and Jason Spirits because we get our juice from KO.
That's it. Well,
Does it come in like a gasoline truck? Because that's how I need it to come.
Look, I feel like we're gonna run into copyright. Should we do J and A or A and J?
I feel like A and J might already be something.
I feel like A and J spirits would be the way to go if it's available because
Because A comes way before J
Oh,
in the
yeah.
alphabet. I feel you.
Sorry.
It's like the yellow pages, man.
Even if we went E and J, but that is a spirit.
yeah.
they'll come after you. They'll come after you.
E and J?
E and J, yeah.
Wait, do you have a personal experience with this
No,
one?
I
I'm
just
curious.
assume people
like,
that drink brandy, they're ready to fight at any time.
all right, that's Christian brothers.
Yeah,
you
like,
know,
they're like, yeah.
But they're so Christian.
Nah.
Now, here's my question. Is that a last name?
or a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a last name.
I was going to say.
Simply because I really don't know if you could sell.
Yeah, that
a
looks like a
spirit
gas
in
station, though. I
that
think we can
form
skirt around that.
as a spiritual thing.
It's permanently closed too. So
Oh, that's A and J Wine and Spirits. We're just A and J Spirits or AJ Spirits. We don't have to be A and J. We get AJ Spirits.
AJ Spirits.
So then we're going to get attacked by AJ Gators?
I think we can take them.
Ow!
I think you
Sit
can
the
take
fuck down.
I think we can take them. Look. Oh, I'm not even going to say that. I am not even going to say that.
Hey, we'll give you a discount. Just put it in all your locations.
Al, drop the lawsuit. I'll buy your restaurant.
Nice.
I don't know if that would work or if we would even have the money for that, but
We can pretend.
I think we could take
It's
them.
perfectly fine.
That's the only other A&J you came across, right? I saw
Yeah.
A&J Sports, which was AJ Sports
Yeah.
Bar, yeah.
No, but do you guys sell the juice?
So, yes. So
you do.
We,
squeezing the juice.
I cannot disclose to
Fair.
whom we sell, but for
Fair.
example, there is a winery where they make their own wine, but they also have a full bar, and they want it to be able to have their own stuff branded entirely. So
Props
if you go
to
and you
them.
get a bourbon, they want it to be blankety blank winery, blankety blank bourbon. So when you have a bourbon and Coke,
Yeah.
you're gonna have blankety blank bourbon. Well, they don't want to make it, right? They don't have the facility space to do that, and also, just time and personnel and things like that.
In 4 years.
So they can come to us. We will custom bottle it, custom label it. I think because of ABC law, we do have to list maybe on the back of the bottle that it was made by us, or maybe not. We're kind of working through that right now.
No. I know exactly. Because, all right, so there's 5 Star,
Okay.
which is a bourbon.
Uh-huh.
It comes in a big ass plastic jug.
Okay.
It is actually made by Buffalo Trace, and if you
Yeah.
spin the bottle around at the bottom, it says a product of Buffalo Trace. I mean, it ain't their good stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they aged it for like maybe 10 days.
Absolutely.
They took on color.
Correct. Correct.
What do you got right there?
Nothing.
That
So,
was
that
fun.
was just...
Was it a good guess? No.
No?
Like, we're
Okay.
Not,
That was a lot. I was
we're
just
not gonna
curious.
mess with Ace.
I got what you were.
my
At
bad,
first, I
dude.
was like, "What?" And then I realized.
Yeah, no, I was just curious. I was
No.
just curious. Yeah.
What I will say is the other way that people do, and we're talking about it kind of on a case by case basis as we're talking to like restaurants and things like that. But there are actual distilleries, however you want to use that term,
Air quotes.
air quotes,
Air quotes.
that they generally go through. There's a main company that a lot of people go through, and a lot of I don't know if either any of you have ever heard of MGP. It's an acronym, stands for Midwest Grain Products. Comes out of Indiana, I believe, Indiana or Illinois.
The Midwest.
Probably Indiana.
Yeah, Midwest, somewhere where all they do is corn and
beneath the
It's really good pork set.
blue sky.
sing. Take your time.
That was you guys.
Bible
ever
Goes
seen-
West.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it was
American Tail.
American Tail, yes.
I knew it was the mouse.
Yeah.
Yes. But
And that,
Bible.
I was pretty damn close to the voice.
I'm
it was
Sure.
a fucking terrible.
the
song.
eyebrow was
All right, Dolly Parton.
surprised that you got close. Actually,
It
like
touched-
you were high there. It was pretty good.
It touched my
a
heart.
little disturbing, but pretty good.
Brought,
I mean,
brought back some memories, actually.
yeah. I'm Five Will Goes West. You know how many
A single
times?
tear.
I'll be here
What's
all day.
really sad is how many times we've talked about Five Will Goes West, Rescue Down Under,
Oh.
like
Oh, yeah.
the classics, man.
I will park this thing on a dime.
The classics.
We're grown ass men in a food truck.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We don't have a radio, so therefore,
Absolutely.
There-
You
there's-
live your best life. I'm not going to judge you.
There's
for
a
that.
lot of ad lib to say the
oh
least.
yeah. So like we're Weird Al in there a lot.
Okay, okay.
Like, trying to make every song about food,
Of course. Of course.
or Dooley, which is not here
Oh.
because he
I
blew
know I
his
look
tire
like him
out
and all.
today. This is the all right. So
Yeah, that was priceless.
he was supposed to be at work at 6:00 in the morning.
He was not.
He was not there.
Which I would bet he probably wouldn't have been anyway.
Well, he sends me this. This is. Hold on, let me check the timestamp real fast. 7:18.
Oh, my word.
Blew a tire.
He has no luck with tires.
Okay, it's 7:18.
You're already an hour and 20 minutes late.
Yeah.
Yes, but I just saw the blown out tire and was like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like he goes through so many tires.
Really?
Yes.
Like he will go through 8 sets of tires before you buy one.
Here's what's the amazing thing is that he drives slow.
Uh huh.
He will drive you crazy when he's driving, and I don't understand how he ruins tires.
This is a hand cook, and now he's only had this car. Oh, he's had it 6 years.
It's almost
About
paid
6
out,
years.
Yeah.
He's
It's
had
a it's a what? A tire?
Yeah, Hancock.
Oh.
tire.
hand cook.
I thought you were talking about the car. I
It
was
is-
like, never fucking heard of that.
It's a Honda Civic, but he has hand cooked tires on it, which is a very expensive tire.
Chase isn't here. This is Ace. We don't know about cars.
Yes.
I don't know about cars.
But Alex, like, I did not pay attention because it was 7:00 in the morning.
How did the non-car guy pull this shit out?
I text Alex, like, did we say 9 or 10? Like, that's where
10 or 11.
10 or 11. Like, what time am I getting up? Because this is what woke me up. But then Alex is like, yeah, but you see how fucking worn that tire is? Like, it was gonna go. There
Oh
was
my
no
gosh.
tread left on
Oh,
it.
my gosh.
So is this like the sole remaining tire that came on his car
Possibility.
from 6 years ago?
And you think he's replaced the other three at this point? 'Cause
Uh-huh.
it's a good possibility.
How many times he's had flats and blowouts, and everything else? I was like, damn, you had, because I know he ain't buying hand cooks.
That was the first thing I looked
That's
at.
what came on the car.
It didn't blow out the sidewall. It blew out the bottom. Let's assume the bottom.
I
It
mean,
was
that-
probably in contact with the road when it blew. But
Yeah.
the bottom of the like it came out of the
Yes,
where
it's
the
not a
tread should
sidewall.
be.
Yes.
And
I've never had that happen.
there's no. It's because there's no tread there.
Okay.
Like any smaller, and that thing would be like glossy.
Okay.
Like his shit is close to fucking riding on slims.
I got
don't,
slicks.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
like-
so, like, okay, it happened on the foot. Not this. We did not blow a tire.
Thank God.
We noticed, hey, there's some threads exposed on the front of tire on the food truck.
Okay.
It's like, we need to get a new tire. 3 days later,
You got a new
we got
tire.
we got 2.
No more metal showing. No more worn tires.
And it was just like, literally, we were standing in front of the truck. It's like, holy crap. And I walked up and looked at it, and I was like, we need a new tire. And I was like, well, if we're going to do this one, let's do
Might
them
as
both.
well, yeah.
And the next time is really going to suck because the back has 4.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
which we're getting close to that. I'm trying to make it through the summer.
I'm really hoping, and this is a long shot, but I'm really hoping that we could like rotate the inner 2 to the outside and put 2 new tires on the inside.
I don't know how that works. I've never owned a Dooley before.
I don't know how the tread wears on that, but really hoping we might be able to save 2 of them and just like. So yeah,
do
like
2 and
it'll
then
be 3 months instead of 6 months. But
Yeah,
you know, I just do it all at one time.
I think you do all 4 at
Yeah,
one
fuck
time.
it.
I mean, if they're gonna take
The whole axle off.
because think about this.
I'm running so much.
Like okay, so the interior rim and the exterior rim are different. So they would have to take the tire off the interior rim, put it on the exterior rim, then put a new
It
might
might be just cheaper to get new tires.
I think that's what
4.
he's saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
what I'm
it's
saying,
like yeah, we're just gonna get all 4. Like we got a little weight in the back of this bad boy, and it's got good tread.
Yeah.
I'm planning ahead, like
I understand.
not like Dooley.
Dooley never plans ahead.
Well, it's just like my F-150. And I was like,
Well,
my inspection's due this month. I know I need tires, but I want rims.
So he's doing them both at the same time.
Right.
Makes sense.
So that when I go to get my inspection done, I got brand new tires.
There we go. Absolutely.
Have you gotten
Absolutely.
brand new windshield wipers, though? Because I swear to God, one of these days, and I've said this for years, I'm going to buy a pair of brand new windshield wipers and just keep them in my trunk for every time I go to an inspection. Mm-hmm. Because I don't care how old your brand... Like, you could have windshield wipers that are like 2 weeks old and be like, your windshield wipers don't work. You need new ones.
See, I'm taking it to Dom.
I mean, okay, that's probably better. But I'm just saying, I've done so many inspections. They're always like your windshield
No,
wipers.
man,
Like,
no,
I'll fucking fail me. I'll replace it and be back tomorrow. Like,
You're like, the package and the receipt are in the back. You fucking like.
here's
put
your
the-
$10
put
to
the damn
install it.
sticker
I'll
on
give
my
you
car.
25 for the total.
No,
like,
literally, I put them on myself. The package is in the trunk with
like
the receipt
from yesterday.
If you don't put a sticker on this damn car,
Honestly.
I'm about to call the cops.
Honestly. Truly.
I just feel like every time, man. Like I've been through so many inspections, and they're always like, "Oh, your windshield wipers," and it's because it's probably like what $20 or $30 for them to change it. They don't
Exactly.
like. And what I mean by that is like they're making, probably 15 off that for 3 minutes worth of work.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Oh, you need new windshield wipers. Like, no, I fucking replaced this like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They're fine.
I planned on this.
Like I knew this was. Yeah, exactly.
That's when you tell him ahead of
But
time.
yeah,
Like this is
I
what
already
I've
got new
done.
wipers. Don't fucking try me.
All right, so we're gonna call this one so that we can.
Come back later. We got some smoked food to check on.
Yeah, we have. Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, surprise, Ace. We've got some smoked pork going on right now, and we need to add some chicken.
we do need to add chicken.
As always, guys, thank you for listening to Team Fat Kid Choose the Fat. Before we get into our exit, I'd like to say, Ace, thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for having me.
Anything you want to say
bringing your
before we
bourbon.
before we get out?
I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me. I'm always loving to be able to be up here, and y'all are always awesome, so I appreciate it.
Well, we look forward to having you back again, and of course, you can find us online at Facebook,
Team Fat Kid,
Instagram,
Team Fat Kid Nation,
YouTube.
Team Fat Kid.
Yeah, fucked you up. Fucked you up. And
I forgot to put YouTube on my list.
Twitter.
At Team Fat Kid 1.
Of course, you can find us online for all of your knife and apparel needs at www.teamfatkidnation.com, and you can always call us if you would like to set anything up at 427-1586. That's a 757 number.
Was that a www?
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
It definitely was. You can find the food truck on Facebook at.
Team Fat Kid Food Truck.
You can find it on Instagram.
Team Fat Kid Food Truck.
You can find it on Twitter.
At Fat_Truck.
That's all, folks.
Peace, love, and bacon grease.
As always, stay hungry.
Be creative.
And don't forget to sharpen your knives.
Praise the Lord. We out here.